by definition, alright, quick interruption, you know what I'm saying? Alright, by definition, a handshake is the gripping and shaking of right hands by two individuals as to symbolize a greeting, agreement, or farewell, or congratulations. And we all had one unique and handshake that we did with each other. And I feel like ever since I came to Millbrook, I had a whole bunch of different handshakes from day 2. And my first one was actually with Kendra, so I had to include it in this. It's unique. They distinguish many different types of relationships that I have here on campus. And I honestly have over 30. I'm not going to lie about that.
Recording?
So a little history of the handshake. It was said to have existed for over thousands of years. One popular theory is that the gesture began in order to show that intentions were peaceful. So back in before Christ, people would shake hands, and if they had like a dagger or a type of weapon, after they shook their hand, they're shaking out the weapon and it would fall on the ground. Some of the earliest depictions were found, one was found in the 9th century BC relief showing the Syrian king Shalmaneser III hand in hand with the Babylonian ruler to seal an alliance. This was a picture of King Shalmaneser shaking the Babylonian king's hand. I found this pretty funny because I watch a lot of movies and this seemed like something similar, and I never really noticed how old handshakes were. So. If we continue, I would say the handshake had several meanings in the ancient world, and now it's more of a recent phenomenon because we don't really know what the handshake is. We just know that we do it in order to greet each other, greet teachers. We would kind of change it up when talking to specific people. It was popularized by 17th century Quakers who viewed a simple hand clasp as an alternative to bowing or tipping the hat. And yeah, next slide. Present day, handshakes evolved over the years, and a common one is known as the dap. It's also used in gangs as well, such as Bloods and Crips. And a regular firm handshake is commonly used in a professional or serious setting. So if I was to shake my dad's hand, it'd be a lot different if I was shaking some Scoville's hand. Next slide. This is the video.
Everything is handshake. But the dap is a gesture of solidarity. It's not just a handshake. I'm Lamar Hamilton. I'm an interdisciplinary artist. I've been looking at the handshake, the dap, from a very specific and unique African-American experience. It's an acronym for dignity and pride, and it was coined by Black soldiers during the Vietnam War. You have the 60s and all these political movements, and there's a racial consciousness that was heightened. Now this war is happening, and they're moved into this whole other world If you take these young men and you put them in this space away from home, they're going to make a home with each other. And solidarity became really important. So that's what ADAPT was born out of. It was a communication that I'm not above you, you're not above me, we're side by side together. And that's the original ADAPT. As black soldiers were coming home, they were introducing this thing that they did in Nam to their friends. And then that moves on and on and on, and it is where it is today. 500 Black Insider is a photographic series in which I've been looking at the DAP. I've photographed about 120 handshakes. And historical narratives are very important to me, but that kind of new imagining or new vantage point is what I'm interested in. But I wanted to get at something deeper than what the photographs alone were doing. DAP line is a performance piece. We're really trying to bring out that narrative of black soldiers during the Vietnam War.
I was always interested in these really genuine but also complex expressions within black culture. DAP line became a visible reflection of very quiet moments between black men.
The goal of what I'm doing with the whole project is to bring it back to that very specific origin and give very specific and real credit to this particular radical gesture that has all this thing inside of it. We have to recognize the black experience as a truly American experience. And then what can I do to move this narrative forward?
So that video, it really interested me, mainly because I thought the DAP was just one handshake, which was when you wrap each other up and you lock fingers. I didn't know it was various slides, but you could go to the next one. This one, I didn't know this picture was also in the video because it just has so many different handshakes, and it just caught me off guard because while I was searching through the history, I found a whole bunch of different ways that I could dap someone up. And I just thought it was really interesting and culminating. So the history of the dap, like the guy said in the video, it originated during the late 1960s through black soldiers who were stationed in the Pacific during the Vietnam War. It's mainly a symbol that expresses unity, strength, defiance, or even resistance. And it was also a complex language for communicating information. White soldiers, because this was during a time where it was segregated, white soldiers actually saw the DAP as a threat because they thought that the black soldiers were trying to retaliate against the white soldiers and take them over along with the communities. So it really wasn't trying to do any of that. It was just people trying to communicate with their hands and tell them like, hey, go straight, enemy forces ahead. I don't know how they did it, but it's pretty cool. Okay, next one. These are my bloopers. Well, this is one video of a blooper, and this is my room where we were rehearsing. Yeah. So that was a blooper. That was also a blooper and a blooper. But it's alright, it's alright. Okay. It was only a 20-second blooper I messed up. And these are the problems I faced, like time. Time played a key role during my CES because I had to always make sure that I fit it during certain time slots. My mom also gave me a book, a planner, where I could sort out my time accordingly. Never really used it, so it didn't help like that. But I did manage to pull this off. I really did work hard. There were times at night where I really didn't want to do anything. And I had a ton of homework after I finished my homework. I wanted to go to bed. But I worked on my CES. Another problem that I faced was getting the handshakes down because I have so many and I kept messing everyone's up. And after a while, it just started clicking because I saw everyone's faces. It's kind of like photographic memory. And from the beginning of this topic of handshakes, I had a fear that it wouldn't be culminating enough because people would probably take it as a joke. They wouldn't think it was serious. It wouldn't mean anything to me. But it really did mean a lot, especially because I started reflecting on my times at Millbrook here for 2 years and at Laughlin for 3 years. And one other problem was fitting everyone into a slot, or just fitting everyone into the whole entire CES. Okay, so to conclude, handshakes play an important role in our world, whether we know it or not, amongst all races. They're used to convey a coded message or greet someone, and it also plays an important role in my life because of the unique relationships, bonds that I established throughout my entire life. So, next one. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you. So you said there were 30 handshakes that you established?
Yes.
And I'm wondering who maybe the most surprising person that you established a handshake with could be.
The most.
Like, is there anyone who's
Complicated.
surprising that you maybe don't interact with on a team or on a daily basis in the dorm, and you develop a handshake with someone that surprised you along the way? Because 30 is a lot. I didn't see 30 today.
I mean, I kind of gave a quick glimpse of my life through the CES, and I just wanted to do my handshakes with certain people that I know I do it often with. But I do feel like I'm really cool with everyone on campus. And I don't have a problem with really anyone.
I guess the question is, did you interact with people or get to know people through this process that maybe you didn't know before?
I'd say yes, mainly because when I would dap someone up, I would say what's up to someone, I get more of like a spunk to it because they know the handshake's coming. So they kind of just say, "Oh, what's up, baby?" And then they kind of. Any more questions?
So how do you create the handshakes? Is it you directing it, or is it the other person, or is it a combination?
I feel like it's a combination. It's more mutual between both the person that knows the handshake and they want to do it, and compared to someone that doesn't really know it. Because sometimes we wouldn't really be on the same page, but eventually we really come to an agreement where it just feels more comfortable between both of us. What's up?
What is your most complicated handshake?
My most complicated handshake, I'd have to give it to Ian. Not gonna lie, like I have a lot of handshakes, but like I don't want to rehearse it again. It messes up all the time. It's really. Come on. All right. I have to give it to that. That's like 2 handshakes. Mr. Tom, Mr. Mark, and Emily.
Do you have a professional athlete or celebrity handshaker that you look up to?
I love it more of myself. I love it to myself.
In Come Dev, sometimes we like talk about, or at the beginning when we go to Camp Jewel, like we have to hold hands and we talk about how like it's kind of embracing discomfort because when you are holding hands with someone you don't know that well, it's an awkward thing. Did you experience that at all with when you were in this process, like having to kind of embrace discomfort through the process of figuring out the handshake?
I have. I can't say through this process is where I kind of gained that trust and with someone to hold their hand. I'd say when I was younger, my mom sent me to a lot of camps. I've been to a bunch of sleepaway camps. Like one example was Mont Lawn, and we always had to hold each other's hand. And I wasn't too fond of that because there were people I didn't really know. So I would just go with it, and eventually I just got used to it. So I feel like that also brought us closer because at the end of the day, it was just like, why not just do it? And Emily?
Which is your favorite handshake, and is it
Oh
hand?
man, trying to get true side. I can't answer that, I'm sorry. That's me. What's up, bro?
When did you first realize you had a passion for handshakes?
Last year. Started last year because that was when I got integrated in the community. That was when I got integrated in the community, and I started meeting a whole bunch of people, and new friends, and we just started coming up with handshakes. Started that way. So that I just found like I felt like I had a passion with it, and I wanted to do my CS on it after thinking about it this year. Go ahead. 1, 2.
Can I get a handshake with you?
Yeah, bro. I'm great. Something about soccer though. You gotta do something like that. Maria.
Yeah, Shane. Yeah, I mean handshakes with any girl.
Shane?
Sorry.
I actually forgot. I got 2 in here that I see right now that I forgot to include. Well, I couldn't include in this. I didn't have enough slides. So much lifter. We liked it.
All right.
Oh wow.
Practice enough.
It's just.
All right, wait, all right, wait. And then we go like that.
Oh my God.
Sometimes there's that awkward coming together when you're not really sure what you're going to do or what the other person's going to do. Does having all these handshakes allow you to have that confidence that you're not going to have that awkwardness, that you can kind of flow with whatever happens?
See, I would say yes, but it depends on the person because I get a lot of awkward ones where there's some really, I don't know if everyone can see well, but they would come like this and they wouldn't really dap me up like they do on the side. So there's some people that I can't really do it with, but majority I would say yes. They did help me a lot. Well, a lot. Any more questions?